What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and I want to give you guys my initial thoughts about the update so far. I have been able to play with these characters for a few hours now, so I got a little bit of a gist as far as, where they're actually going to be strong, where they're actually going to be good, how useful they're actually going to be, and whether or not you really should be buying these uniforms. Now, this isn't a cut and dry. This is what you should do. You should obviously watch more YouTubers, get a better feel, see these characters leveled up, because I've just been testing them with weak builds, as I always do, but I usually get a good idea of where the characters stand. So starting with Beast here, Beast, guys, is really going to be just an amazing character to level up. I don't know how strong he is, in all honesty, because I don't have him transcended. Until I do get him transcended, I don't really like to do reviews of characters because, to be perfectly honest, we're at a state in the game, and I've talked about this in multiple videos, where we need characters to be transcended or awakened or whatever, and have their tier 3s or tier 4s in order to be played in the games that modes that actually matter, right? Tier 2 characters really just, it's just going to be Shadowland for the most part, some AC. And this character here, they did do some good things for him as far as his leadership, right? I mean, 50% increase in physical attack and 10% increase in critical damage is really awesome. And I really like the fact that they also added the 40% increase of HP, which means that's something that actually could buff up Hawk and could actually, maybe even help, maybe even in PvP. I mean, think about it, guys. If you're using a character that does physical attack, you can increase their HP, you can increase their target dodge, but also increase their survivability in PvE content. So I really like what they did here. I don't want to get into too much detail, but the skills, guys, and all these characters look really, really good. All right, I'm just going to use my cursor here to go through the skills, but they look pretty sick, I have to say, right? So the Awaken skill, guys, can be immediately canceled. Now, I can tell you from Angel, who I do have transcended, that the Awaken skill doesn't do jack for damage, at least on Angel. It doesn't do anything. It's pretty weak, at least from what I've seen so far, right? Whether I put the proc on or whether or not, or whether I did. I mean, I like the whole shooting the gun up in the air thing. That's nice, right? Like I said, guys, I haven't really played with them. I like to jump back, shoot the gun. That's pretty cool. Little slashes. Nice job on the animations, right? And that's something that's going to be a common trend in this update. They did a terrific job with the aesthetics of all these characters and the animations. They are so amazing. But I am a bit reserved on Beast. But here's the thing, guys. When it comes to support characters, their relevance never dies. So, having this character as a combat, remember, if you're trying to bump up another combat character for, your World Boss Legends, then this was going to be a really good support, because even if he sucks, because he offers the 50% increase of physical attack, the extra critical damage from the leadership, and the 40% increase of HP, that's just some big buffs for your characters, which are actually really good. And then we get into Angel. Guys, I am super disappointed with what I've seen with Angel. In fact, the only reason I would tell anybody to get this uniform is the 50% increase of recovery rate and the dodge rate increase for all allies. This is going to be really nice, especially for AAC. But if you're not in AAC, I just don't think this thing is going to be worth picking up. He looks terrific. He looks wonderful, right? I mean, he looks awesome. But his damage seems to be lackluster. I've tested him, guys, and yes, I have a crappy build, like I always do with these tests, right? Nothing really too special, guys, but his damage is bad, guys. He does, like, in stage 20, with a CTP insight on Cyclops and using Cyclops leadership with a 45% increase of all attack, having 22% pierce and 100% physical attack, right now this character only does about 2.5 bars with his Awakened skill. That is bad. That is not very good. Even with this build, it should be better than that. But his skills look awesome. Again, this is what it is, right? His skills look fantastic, right? I mean, you literally can hit the 3 to get the accumulation right off the get-go, which is really, really cool, right? The 5 can be delayed as soon as he kind of jumps up in the air. And then you want to put the proc on the 4, because the 4 actually does have a nice 100% increased damage proc. So it'll go 3, 5, delay, and then go into the 4, and that would be your rotation. And then you can throw in the Awakened skill and just cancel the Awakened skill immediately. Once you cancel the Awakened skill, like, those guys still keep coming out, all the damage keeps being applied. And like I said, I did a test where I tested with the damage with putting the proc on the Awakened skill and putting it on the 4 skill, and I actually did more damage when I went 3, 5, delay, Awakened skill, 4. I did more damage doing that than I did 3, delay, 5, cancel 4 into the 6. I just did more damage the other way around. But The damage just wasn't that good. Angel looks like a flop to me, except for AAC. If you need an AC character, he's going to be a valuable character for you. But from what I can see so far, that's pretty much about it. And that kind of breaks my heart, but that is kind of the truth of it. Then we get into Cyclops. Cyclops, guys, they did some good things for him, but I really think that he's probably just going to remain a good support. Now he's got 40% increase of energy attack. Now he's a superhero. And now his leadership jumps up to 45% increase of attack. That is nice, right? And they did give him accumulation, which is also pretty damn sweet. Really nice. Like his skills look awesome once again, guys. And his tier 3 does seem to hit a little harder, but the 3, you can delay this thing. That's freaking cool. I really like that skill, right? And then you see Rogue coming in, and you can cancel that skill immediately, guys. Like you can hit that cancel immediately, still see Rogue come in. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. So you still get some damage from it. So you go 3, 4, and then 5, right? And the damage just, I got a CTP of Insight on him, so I really am not sure about Cyclops just yet, but I got a feeling, guys, we're going to see the trend like what we've seen in past updates where it's that tier 4 that shines, and unless these tier 3 characters have the power of, say, Kamala Khan, and I've mentioned this in other videos, they just kind of get forgotten about. However, the beauty of this update is that even if Cyclops doesn't appear to be that strong, which does kind of suck, he's still a really great support, and they made him an even better support. And again, supports just never die, guys. They're always good, and a lot of people already have this character at tier 3. So, I mean, if you want a little bit more power, you need an extra blast character that's got a little bit better support, then, he'll be worth picking up for you. I mean, he's a support character, guys, so they're really always usually worth it. And then we get into Polaris. I already got Polaris at tier 3, guys. I got lucky on her potential. She looks gorgeous. Like, freaking waifu, beautiful. My God, I love her. I love her, guys. But I gotta say, guys, that this girl looks like she's just gonna be a very good support. She plays really well with the proc, and she is a paywall, and I think free to play only get 10 bios, which kind of sucks. And she does have a great leadership with a 45% increase of attack, which is nice. Let me come back in here. Her passive increases damage to supervillains, to all mutants, by 45%. Decreases base damage received from supervillains by 35%. She's got good survivability. She plays pretty well with the proc, but her damage doesn't seem to be all that great. Again, guys, just not on the Kamala Khan level. I thought maybe she would be, but she just isn't, right? She just doesn't seem to be there. But she does have gorgeous, and again, I got to reiterate, animations. They are superb. They are, I mean, just look at the entrance. Just look at the entrance the girl has, right? Look at this 3. Right now, with a proc, you can't let that play out. You got to cancel it. So I do kind of wonder if with a rage, if she's going to shine even more. And she might be really good in ABL, although we have Jean now, and Jean can go to tier 4, and she does have a blast uniform, so maybe you'd be better off using her instead. But, I mean, she might be a good option for that. I'm going to have to test that. I'm going to have to slap a rage on her in order to find that out, because then you can actually let that 3 play out. But her 4, you can cancel almost immediately, guys. Like, literally, as soon as she goes up in the air, like, as soon as she jumps up, boom, you can just cancel it right away. In fact, let me see if I can cancel it immediately. I think you can. Yeah, you can cancel immediately, right? That's awesome. So you literally can get the 3 for the accumulation, right? To get that accumulation. And then you can just go 3, 4, and then 5, which is nice. That's nice, guys. She plays really, really well with the proc, and she's got good survivability as well. And her tier 3 is something to behold. Like, you see the pillars, and then the pillars spin, she bends the metal, and then you see her bring up the spear of metal out of the ground, and then it comes down falling on everybody. It is sick. Her skills are gorgeous. Some of the most beautiful animations in the game, at least in my humble opinion. This green is so beautiful, just like Polaris. She's gorgeous, right? Now, you free to play probably won't care about her because you're not going to be able to get her. But if you're thinking about buying this character, I mean, guys, honestly, for ABL, she's going to be really important to buff up your Jean Grey, and maybe you need to use her in ABL. She could be useful in World Boss Legend, but, the thing is, guys, once again, if her damage doesn't seem to be up to par, right? If it doesn't seem to be like as good as it should be, which I don't think it really is, at least from the testing I've done so far, she's still an insane support. She's still an insane support for your mutant characters. Now, you'd have to look at the restrictions in World Boss Legend. and figure out as to whether or not you really think it's worth it to pick her up. And I'm going to talk about all these characters individually in each of their own videos, but I'm kind of giving you guys just a quick rundown of what I think about them. But man, she's a fun character. She's really, really awesome. And I do love her. And I don't feel like I wasted my purchase, to be perfectly honest with you guys. And then we get into the shining light of the update, which is the Dark Phoenix. Jean Grey is amazing, guys. The uniform is a big upgrade. She's much stronger, much easier to play, and she can actually play with a prop. It's a little tricky because she has some delay skills, but she can play with one, but it's kind of tricky. I do believe you're going to want to run a Judgment on this character or a Rage, right? Now, here's something that I really like what they've done with this character is that they gave her immunity to guard break. And I've already tested her, guys, with a Rage on her in PvP, and she already can do some work. The girl prioritizes her two main skills for PvP. She prioritizes her 5, which is amazing because this thing has an insane amount of AoE. It has the attack buff and it has the penetration. And the penetration lasts for 10 seconds. And she prioritizes the 2, which ignores iframe. She literally goes between 5 and 2, 5 and 2, 5 and 2, 5 and 2, which is extraordinary. The only bad thing about it is that, she doesn't use her 3 sometimes, and she doesn't get that insane heal. But even without using the 3 a lot of times, guys, just her going between the 5 and the 2, she really is quite strong, already at level 70, with a Rage on her in PvP. And because they gave her that immunity to guard break native to this uniform, you can literally build her any way you want as a universal supervillain, which is awesome. I freaking love it because when this girl's tier 4, she's actually going to get her accumulation. And that is going to make a world of difference for this character, guys. This is going to be a big, big bonus. I believe this goes up to 1.8% with the right striker. Max 100%, guys. She is going to be freaking nuts because she's already pretty damn strong, right? And it's going to be kind of a similar situation to what we had with other tier 4s, where obviously when you go to level 72, that's when you're going to see the big jumps in the World Boss Legend. But she is very, very fun to play, very quality, and I think she's going to be a very versatile character for PvE and PvE. And I do think this is going to be a must-buy uniform for most players out there. And we got to talk about the skills because, oh my lord, wow, oh wow, oh wow. Let's look at these skills. So the first thing, guys, is you can delay cancel the 3 and get all the damage. Boom. Once she scrolls up there, you can cancel another skill and you'll get all this residual fire damage, which is awesome. The 2 skill, this is the ignore iframe, does a big old zigzag, and that thing does a lot of damage, and it has time freeze on it, which is sweet. The 5 and the 4, again, are like the 4, I believe you can just cancel immediately. Yeah, you can pretty much cancel that skill immediately and get all the damage from it. That is nice, right? Let me cancel that again. There we go. And I believe the spiral will come down. Yeah, there's the spiral coming down. So you just delay it just slightly. And the same with the 5. You'll just delay it slightly. And then you can go into another skill. And you'll get all that damage. You see all that damage coming from the 5th skill. Right? And these skills are so beautiful. Like, look at this 5. Look at that. Look at the Phoenix sign there. Like a ray of fire coming flying down. It is awesome. And then, of course, her tier 3. And this thing seems like it hits much harder than what it did before. And you can cancel it after you can delay cancel her tier 3. I already tested her in ABX, and she was getting around 9.8 to 9.9 million in ABX with the current build that I have on her right now. I do have a mythic uniform on her, and I do think that when she reaches tier 4, she might be the best universal supervillain. Now, Black Bolt might still be better, but the beautiful thing about Jean is the fact that, she actually has uniforms where she's a blast superhero for the Mutant Day and ABL. So she might, guys, but she's not going to have immunity guard break, but who cares, right? Because you'd play her in PvP with this uniform, and you would still use her with the Blast uniform, maybe in the Blast female superhero or Blast mutant superhero for ABL, right? Like, she seems like she's going to have a lot of versatility, and that's another reason why I think having this girl is going to be a very, very good investment. And as far as the cost, I believe she's like 1.5 times the cost of a regular tier 2 character, which isn't as bad as double the cost. At least that's what I've heard through the grapevine, and that's a really good thing. But I do think this uniform is going to be worth picking up, guys. Seriously, already I can see improvements in PvP big time with this character, the way she sits right now. And I do believe that she's going to have some PvE relevance for quite a few players out there. Maybe not for everybody. We'll see. We'll see how she stacks up against Black Bolt. We'll see if she can max out ABX and ABL scores. And we'll see how well she can do in World Boss Legend. You know, the thing that's going to hurt her in that is she's a supervillain in this uniform, and she's a mutant. So that's going to hurt her a lot in World Boss Legend. I really think it's ABL and ABX is where you might see her shine, but definitely PvP is where you're going to see the biggest shine for Jean Grey. If that's something that interests you, I do think she's going to be worth picking up. And then last but not least, we have the World Boss Legend. Guys, I haven't played this yet. I've just been unlocking everything gradually the free-to-play way. And even with this discount, this was outrageous. I think it was over 5,000 crystals to just pay for all these. I was like, nah, I'll just wait 3 days, no big deal, and then we'll talk about it. I hear it's quite insane, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but we will see. I am very, very excited about a new World Boss Legend, but if it's anything like Gore where you just get tapped and you're freaking dead, it's gonna suck. Especially in stage 1, it's gonna suck. If that's what it is, where a bunch of crap's just falling down on you from every which way but loose, that's gonna suck. It's not even fun when it's like that. Whenever you're facing against bosses like Null and Mephisto, even Ultron, there's a certain pattern of the way they like to do things, and with Gore, it's really sporadic, and it just, I don't know, it just isn't fun to me at all. And a lot of the players agree with that, guys. So all in all, I think it's a really good update because most of the characters, well, really all the characters are tremendous supports with Beast, Cyclops, Polaris, even though she is a paywall, and, you know, Angel for AC. And then you're going to have Jean, that's going to be your big damage dealer, as well as really good in PvP. And guys, remember, I just played with them today. Maybe if I change the builds, maybe if I change some rotations on some of these characters, maybe they would play better, but that remains to be seen. So guys, let me know what you think about the update. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.